According to sources, Vice President Kamala Harris may propose Gary Gensler, chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, for the position of Treasury Secretary. Gensler is now representing the Securities and Exchange Commission. There have been discussions among a number of top Senate officials on the possibility of Gensler leaving his current job, despite the fact that he has not made any public statements suggesting his interest in doing so. There have been statements made by prominent Republicans who have intimated that Gensler might be the next person in line for the Treasury post. These candidates have made their comments public. These hypotheses are similar to one another. A significant shift would take place for Gensler, who has been an active player in the process of regulating the cryptocurrency industry, in the event that he were to be nominated for the position. The possibility that Gensler would be appointed to the position of Treasury Secretary raises worries about his ongoing involvement in crypto regulation and the potential impact that this could have on his professional life. These issues are brought up by the possibility that he will be appointed to the position. This idea was received with heated condemnation from Representative Tom Emmer, who warned that the appointment of Gensler or a nomination of a similar sort by Senator Elizabeth Warren could potentially have a catastrophic impact on the economy. In his statement, Emmer expressed his disapproval of Gensler's time spent at the SC call. It is predicted that Republicans will come together to form a cohesive opposition to Gensler in the event that Harris is triumphant. With that being said, it is possible that she has widespread support from Democrats. The appointment of Gensler may be influenced by major Democrats such as lawmakers Elissa Slotkin and Ruben Gallego, both of whom have received significant contributions from the pro-crypto Fair Shake PAC. It is probable that these legislators will have a role in the appointment of Gensler. Conversely, neither lawmaker has made any pronouncements indicating their potential votes for Gensler, and Republicans are getting ready to launch a forceful opposition to his candidacy. Gensler is a candidate for the Republican nomination for president. In addition to the reports that Gensler would be able to take a position at the Treasury Department, there have also been whispers that he might depart from his position at the Securities and Exchange Commission before the election. Both of these rumors have been circulating. It is possible that Vice President Joe Biden may choose a new chairwoman for the Securities and Exchange Commission seat as a consequence of this decision. The candidate could be someone like Caroline Crenshaw, who is well known for her hostile position toward the Bitcoin business. Katie Biber, who was working as the chief legal officer for the Bitcoin investing business paradigm, made a suggestion that a Gensler strategy might be in the works. It is possible that Vice President Kamala Harris will appoint Gary Gensler to the position of Treasury Secretary if she is elected in the upcoming election. This would involve Gensler resigning from his position as chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission and Vice President Joe Biden naming a successor. Additionally, Gensler might move into a Treasury role if Harris is elected. Despite the fact that Gensler has not made any public statements indicating that he intends to step down from his current post as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, this is the case. According to the reports, senior Senate workers have disclosed this information to this assertion, which is consistent with what took place. In addition, prominent Republicans have corroborated this information in public declarations. In an earlier interaction with the reporter, Representative Tom Emmer Armand expressed his concerns about the likelihood of the nomination and cautioned that it would have negative repercussions on the economy of the United States. He also expressed his anxiety about the prospect of the nomination. Gensler has been pursuing cases everywhere and losing everywhere, according to Emmer, who expressed his criticism of Gensler's performance as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Emmer's statement was made in response to Gensler's complaints about his performance. Those times are now a thing of the past. Now is the time for Gary Gensler to go on with his life. A conclusion ought to be reached on his employment with the government. People who are employed by the Republican Senate anticipate that there will be a determined attempt to prevent Gensler from being nominated for the presidency in the event that Harris is successful in gaining the office. On the other hand, it is highly likely that he will receive a significant amount of support from members of the Democratic Parliament. There is a possibility that two congressmen, Melissa Slock, a Democrat from Michigan, and Ruben Gallego Micrat, a Republican from Arizona, who have garnered strong support from a pro-cryptocurrency movement known as Fair Shake PAC, could play a big role in the confirmation process. Due to the fact that neither Slotkin nor Gallego responded to requests for comment, there is a situation in which there is a lack of clarity on their views on Gensler's nomination. There is a long history of Slotkin and Gallego's opposition to Bitcoin in the United States Congress. In addition to the possibility that Gensler will be selected to the position of Secretary of the Treasury, there are reports that he would resign from his position as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission prior to the election that will take place in November. This is The significance of this. It would be conceivable for Vice President Joe Biden to designate a new chairperson if this were to take place. According to Katie Biber, Chief Legal Officer of Paradigm, an investment firm that focuses on cryptocurrency, Gensler may pursue a strategy to ensure that the SEC Commission has a Democratic majority in 2025. Biber made this statement in reference to Gensler's potential involvement in the matter. Under the terms of this arrangement, it is possible that Gensler will work his way back up to his previous position as a commissioner. It will be possible for Vice President Biden to select a successor, such as Caroline Crenshaw, who is well known for her hostile stance toward the cryptocurrency. This will make it easier for Vice President Biden to accomplish this. In spite of the fact that this scenario, which has been referred to as the Gensler plan, seems to be exceedingly improbable, it is not wholly outside the realm of possibility. And someone on Capitol Hill who is well versed in the operations of the Securities and Exchange Commission has informed me that the only way I can imagine Gensler agreeing to that is if Harris makes a promise that if she wins, they will give him the position of Treasury Secretary. It is possible that the upcoming Benzink's Future of Digital Assets event, which will take place on November 19th, will serve as a forum for industry experts and policymakers to discuss the potential consequences that these events may have on the future of digital assets and the wider financial landscape. This is because these rumors are continuing to spread. The narrative purports that Harris intends to nominate Gensler for the position of Treasury Secretary if she is successful in gaining the presidency business. This assertion is based on information that was received from senior Senate officials who have not been disclosed. Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, made the appointment of Gensler to the position of head of the Securities and Exchange Commission 1921. Over the course of time since then, Gensler has become a character within the Bitcoin community that is deeply polarizing. The severe approach that Gensler has taken to the regulation of cryptocurrencies has been met with widespread opposition from a wide range of individuals representing all spectrums of political ideology. It was said that Gensler was making an effort to destroy free markets, innovation, and global competitiveness. The opinion that Gensler held regarding the regulations governing securities was that they were malleable and susceptible to manipulation. With the assistance of Gensler, who had previously served as the director of the United States Commodity Futures Trading Commission during the Obama administration, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act was created by New York Democratic Representative Richie Torres, who was of the same party. Gensler was also a member of the same party. In addition, Senator Paul Sarbanes relied on Gensler as a key counsel throughout the process of developing that. However, the outcome of the next presidential election may have an impact on his ability to continue serving in that capacity. This is especially true in the event that former President Donald Trump, who has declared his support for cryptocurrencies, gets reelected, although it is anticipated that he would step down from his post as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2026. The conclusion of the election may have an impact on his ability to continue serving in that capacity later on. In response to the news, Avanti Bank and a prominent individual in Wyoming's blockchain business have expressed a large amount of doubt. When she was on Platform X, she made the suggestion that Gensler himself might have been the one who spread the concept in order to stimulate replies. It is believed that Caroline Crenshaw, who is currently serving as the Commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission, could be a possible successor to Gensler in the event that he makes the decision to depart the SX. It should be noted that the material that has been supplied is not intended to serve as business advice. In the event that any investments are made on the basis of the information that is provided on this page, there is no responsibility for those investments. Prior to making any choice on investments, we strongly recommend performing independent research and talking with a professional who is educated in the field.